Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, probably one of the best arties in the game. It's located on the northwest spawn of Sand River, and it's under the command of Gucci72. Now he's got a 155mm howitzer which can reload one shot every 16 seconds. And although that may not sound a lot when it comes to a heavy tank, which probably can reload in 12 seconds with a 122mm, when it comes to Arty it is a lot, because Arty can hit anywhere on the battlefield, whereas a 122 in a heavy tank can only hit what he can see, whereas an Arty can hit whatever his teammates can see. Well, he hasn't moved very far yet. I've seen some players actually play from where they spawn, and sometimes quite effectively, but you wouldn't really want to do it all the time, especially on a tiny map. Now the M44 was designed and built off the hull of an M41, the Radley Waters. Radley Waters? What am I saying? Radley Waters. The Walker Bulldog, that's what I'm saying. Radley Waters. It's the Walker Bulldog hull, and it's actually quite a nippy little arty. He's now aiming for the enemy. Okay, KV2 down the riverbed. Our KV2R's moving to counter, and there's a T150 there as well. Looks like one of our Arties just got hit by one of their, or one of our heavy tanks got hit by their Arty rather. T1 Heavy about to get hit. If he stays where he is, he will be. Gucci's dialing in, lining up. Rounds out, this looks good. Lands in the water right next door to him, but it did actually stun him, and he's picking up stun assist. Yes, our Arties, our heavy tanks really are getting hit by their Arties, so it looks like they're obviously focusing in the same area. That was a direct hit on the M445. It's a tier 7 game with tier 6 tanks in it, tier 5 tanks in it. So that means Gucci's middle tier fires around at the M445. It goes long without any effect. Now the standard reload time without Brothers in Arms but with a rammer will be about 17 seconds for this Arty, but you can get it as low as 15 seconds if you can get an enhanced rammer, BIA crew, and use some things like directives like orderly ammo rack will actually speed up the reload quite effectively. Right, we just saw an enemy Arty fire from a position just around about there, a bit further back. He's firing around in, nope, went short. There is an Arty there for sure, saw the tracer, and he pulls away straight away because there's a couple of enemy tanks up in the North Pass, looking for Panzer Mark 4H, who just rammed into our E25. Not a very good thing for the E25 because he has lost a lot of hit points, and he was just derped out of existence by that Panzer 4H, who promptly expires when Gucci fires around at him. But that's left that P43 up in the north, and no one's spotting him. Gucci might want to think about relocating very shortly. Head a bit further south. KV2 are pulling back into cover. These tank players obviously know how to counter Arty, how to avoid being hit. You have to keep in the shadow of the rocks. If you don't do that, you are likely to get smacked. And that M445, well, he's obviously does not know how to stay Arty safe. If he stays where he is, he's managed to get behind that rock, but only just. But Gucci's able to hit him from there. Unfortunately, there goes our KV1. We already lost the KV2R. Lining up a shot, the Tiger 131. Rounds out. Blind hit. Well, we didn't see where that shell went, and we didn't see the tracer either. I think that was just an anomaly in the update. This was the 1.9 update earlier this year, and sometimes the tracer would disappear. You wouldn't see it at all. P43 has been dealt with by our AMX 12 tons, so we won't need to relocate now. I'm not sure why Guji fired that shot at his own teammate. I think he must have misidentified it as the enemy. He seems to be tracking that AMX 12 tons as if it is an enemy tank. It's not an enemy tank. I think he's suddenly realised, yep, that's not an enemy, that's one of my guys. He's now aiming directly down the valley towards the enemy heavies, but a lot of dead tanks down there and he can't see them, so he can't get any shots on them. Maybe he was trying to entice that AMX 12 ton to go spot. Oh, there's the enemy Arty that was actually firing from close range. It was a bishop. Yeah, they do have to fire from close range. Gucci fires the round in and gets the kill. Down in the south, we've got a tank destroyer, the E25, the Cockroach, and he's stationary, which is the worst possible thing for an E25. You should be keeping on the move on a regular basis. He'll probably move now because he's been hit and stunned. And that was a direct hit as well, but he didn't get the kill. That went to the AMX 12 ton. Notice there was no tracer again from Guji. We have a feeling that it was actually to do with the mods that were preventing some of the tracers from appearing. M10 Rbfm. Now these things got fairly thin skins because it's basically just an M10. It fires a round in ahead of its path. Near miss, but not a hit, I'm afraid. T25AT seen up near the cap. Now he's gone unspotted, but we can see his course because he was knocking trees down as he goes. And if you're a tank, if you're an Arty player, you wouldn't do that. You try to knock down as few tanks as possible. Direct hit there on the T25AT. The enemy Griller is in sight. It's in plain open sight. And he's gone. Gucci sticking with that T25AT. There he is. One of only two players left on their team. Rounds out. He pulls forward. Or just only gets stunned by that round. Again, no tracer. But there he goes. That means there's only one enemy left. It's an AMX-13F3. And they're pinging the map in J0 because they think that's where he is. And I would say, yes, that's probably the location. Somewhere in that area. There he is. Yep, was J0. Rounds out. Lands short, but he gets some damage out of it. And looks like, yep, there he goes. And it was the M41 HMC on our team that managed to get the kill on that one. So that game over. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it was the first class tanker for Gucci 72 in the M44. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He managed to get 15, and he got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And if we look at the team scores, he didn't get the highest damage. That went to the T25-2 on his own team with 2,982 hit points. And the next high scorer after that was the MX-13F3 on the enemy team with 1428, followed by Gucci with 1419, alongside the E25 on the enemy team. Both got the same score there. When it came to kills, it was the Thunderbolt who did the best with 3 kills. 2 kills for the T29, T25T, and 2, and Gucci with 2, and the MX-12 ton, the M41. And only one tank on the enemy team managed to get 2 kills. That was the Tiger 131. When it came to base XP, it was the T25-2 did the best because he got the most damage. 1,232 base for him. 974 for Gucci 72. 782 for the Thunderbolt. He fired 17 rounds, got 4 direct hits, no penetrations but 15 splash. Damage of 1,419 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 2, and did 385 hit points of damage assistance and 1,048 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 27,962 credits, got 50,000 credits from personal mission payout, and after ammunition resupply, took away a profit of 83,358 credits from that game. He picked up 974 XP, got ×2 on the first victory, took away 2,922 altogether. So a very nice little Confederate there. Did wonder why he was actually aiming at the AMX-12 ton on his own team. I'm not sure if he was trying to encourage that guy to go spot, but once he did go spotting, Gucci did manage to pick up some more kills, more damage, so it was helpful. But I would actually think that firing at your own teammates is probably not the best thing to do. And although I must admit I have done it myself in the past, I would certainly discourage anyone from doing it now, and I'd never do it again myself, because there's just no point firing on your own teammates, even if they are sitting at the back of the map doing absolutely nothing. It's not going to help you. It's only going to waste your ammo firing at them, because you're not going to do any damage to them. And this was after team damage was taken out the game in this game, so he wasn't going to hurt that AMX-12 ton, but he would have actually prevented himself from getting a high caliber if he had actually scored the highest damage in the game. So probably better not to actually shoot at your own teammates, because people might regard you as a troll. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please, and thanks for watching.